we see the fallen angel Christopher Daniels slowly making his way to ringside, accompanied by the twisted genius Dean Ayers. Now, the reason Christopher Daniels is fighting Doug Williams tonight for the FWA title is the fact that Chris Daniels has beaten Doug Williams on home soil before. The old school saw this as an opportunity that Williams had been beaten before by Daniels, so they figured if Daniels has done it once, Daniels can do it again. Will we see tonight, Nick, Christopher Daniels walking out the FWA British Heavyweight Champion?
Quite possibly, Tony. You know, defeating Williams is like winning some of the best championships available in the business today. And if there's one man who can repeat it tonight, it's going to be the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. He could very well be the next FWA Heavyweight Champion.
Doug Williams, tonight you walk to the ring champion, but you walk out a beaten man, and that's the gospel according to the fallen angel.
You might want to listen to him, Tony. And now he's going to go one-on-one with the Anarchist. The FWA title's on the line.
And here we see the FWA champion making his way to ringside, showing off proudly his title belt. He's not ready to let it go. He's not ready to lay down for the fallen angel. He's going to give it all he's got to try and retain his heavyweight championship.
He's a proud man, a proud champion, and he holds a rather reputable title in the FWA Heavyweight Championship. This is going to be a fantastic contest. Both these men have met before in British soil. Christopher Daniels has a win over Doug Williams, but can Doug Williams get the win over him tonight? FWA titles on the line, Tony. Who do you think's walking out with a belt?
You know, Nick, I couldn't say at the moment, but the factor in this match that I've got to count in is Dean Ayers. We've seen the Twisted Genius interfere in matches before. Could he make this match swing in the favour of the fallen angel? And will we see Christopher Daniels walk out with the title? It all depends on how Doug Williams' mind works in this match. Is he going to keep an eye on Dean Ayers, or is he just going to completely focus on Christopher Daniels? I think it's about time we found out.
Well, I have to say, you can't look past the fallen angel, but you've got to keep your mind on the Twisted Genius. He's called that for a reason, you know, Tony. He's always got a plan, and his plan will result in Doug Williams losing the title here tonight at Crunch.
As we see both men now getting ready to lock up for what could possibly be a modern-day classic.
Christopher Daniels not really adhering himself to the fans here tonight, but he's a proud American and he wants to take it home to his land.
As we see both men now in with a lock-up, Christopher Daniels takes the wrist of Doug Williams.
Nice wrist lock there, but I wouldn't want to go technical wrestling with the Anarchist. Doug Williams rolls through. He's looking to release the pressure. Possibly, yes, see, there he is. He's able to reverse the hold. Nice stock of his own.
To be honest, Nick, if one person could match technical skill with Doug Williams, I would say it was Christopher Daniels. He's an awesome technical wrestler. He can high fly as well. Basically, he can do whatever is needed of him. As Christopher Daniels basically takes Doug's wrist, and Doug Williams, though, back one of his own, and Christopher Daniels back in with one of his own.
Doug's trying to get through. Oh, look at that, Tony. That was gorgeous. Christopher Daniels kept the wrist lock on at all times, and now Doug's floated through again, and now he's got the hand lock, and now he's going for the roll-up, and here we go. 1, 2.
It's a little bit early, Nick, but as we see there, both men rolling through, keeping hold of the wrist. They've got the same idea at the beginning of this match. Is this going to be the way it's going to continue, though? Is it going to be matched move for move, or is one of them going to break out and become the definitive victor?
Well, we'll see. I mean, obviously, whoever walks out of this is the FWA champion, and that is rather definite, if you ask me, Tony.
You're right, Nick.
The fans getting on the case of the fallen angel here, but he's got to keep the fans out of his mind. He's going to focus on Doug Williams. Doug Williams could take you apart if you're not completely psyched properly.
That's true, Nick, that's true. Fallen Angel George jacking with some fans now as we go back in once again with the lockup, and Christopher Daniels takes the head of Doug Williams into the headlock.
Nice technique there, floating from the headlock and now into the wrist lock. Keeping the pressure on Doug, keeping the pressure on the wrist. Doug, ooh, looked like a poke in the eye there, but Doug's too honest to wrestle to do that. Floating through, nice fireman judo carry, and there we go. One, no, it's only a one count. Off the ropes though, nice. He's down to the mat, jumps over. Christopher Daniels, leapfrog. Off the ropes, Doug with a leapfrog of his own, and now fallen angel Christopher Daniels. He's got the arm, he's whipping into the corner. Doug's going anarchist DDT. No, it wasn't meant to be.
It looked like we were going to see the Revolution DDT earlier from Doug Williams, but as you see the look on Christopher Daniels' face, no, he was prepared for it. He's been watching his tapes, he knows what to expect.
Yes, the anarchist. I mean, he may look it, but he's not so cocky that he's going to ignore the opportunity to study tapes of his challengers. And now they've got the lock up. Who's going to come out on top of this, Tony? And there's the headlock by the Fallen Angel.
The Fallen Angel there with a headlock onto Doug Williams. It looks like Doug seems to be trying to power out of it as Christopher Daniels takes him over. Doug Williams with the leg lock onto Chris Daniels.
Looks like Christopher Daniels managed to take Doug down, but Doug's managed to take it to his own. He's now got the head scissors on Christopher Daniels. Let's see where Doug's going to take this.
It looks like in the opening minutes of this match, Nick, they seem to just be trying to work each other down. They're not picking on one particular body part. They're just all out trying to work it out as Christopher Daniels beautifully rolls out of that move back into the headlock onto Doug Williams.
Beautiful flow through. Yeah, I completely agree with you there, Tony Giles. It seems to me, instead of like focusing on a body part, like you said, it's like they're just trying to figure out their opponent. Well, they haven't wrestled each other for a while yet. They just need to know the strengths and weaknesses of their opponents. Headlock once again on Christopher Daniels. It's obviously this match hasn't really got going yet. They're still in a feeling out process.
Christopher Daniels there took Doug Williams down with his shoulder block and then went straight back into the headlock. Once again down with his shoulder block as he springs off into the ropes. Doug Williams now goes for the snapmare. Christopher Daniels, same idea.
Oh, now Christopher Daniels taking down Doug Williams and he's got the headlock on Doug. Now then, Doug's managed to fight his way up quite quickly. Let's see if he can get out of the pressure. Oh, step on the back of the knee, flips out, and a headlock of his own.
That was awesome, Nick. He used his own weight and momentum to get back into the headlock onto Christopher Daniels.
Doug Williams is one of those men, as you can hear, the fans are applauding him. Not many men can make you applaud with a headlock, but the anarchist, Doug Williams, is certainly one of them.
Any move that he does, he makes it count, as Christopher Daniels now is firing back with some elbows to the ribs as he sends Doug Williams off into the ropes.
Doug held on though, kicked him in the chest, and now he's whipped him to the front. Chris Daniels, exact same thing, single leg takedown. But now Doug Williams is, oh, beautiful float through headlock there.
Once again back into the headlock. It's headlock for headlock at the moment, Nick. One gets one reverses it, one puts it back. It looks as though Christopher Daniels is going to need to maybe send him off into the ropes and try and work his way out.
Look like Christopher Daniels trying to go to the next stage of the match, but Doug just ain't letting him. If Doug's going to get this match going, it's going to be on his terms and his terms only.
It's going to take a lot more than a headlock though to down the Fallen Angel. As you see him saying there, no, it's going to take a bit more. Again, back in blows with the ribs there.
Nice few firm forearms there to the ribs of the anarchist, but it wasn't going to be. Doug Williams still holding onto that headlock. Chris Daniels tried to launch him, but once again, Doug is not going to let him get to the next stages of this contest unless it's on his own ground. And that is why he is such a solid champion.
Basically, Doug Williams putting on the brakes once again, Nick. He's not prepared to let the head go yet. Everything is going to be on his terms. He's the champion and he plans to stay that way.
Doug Williams' technique is so solid, he could probably make you submit with a headlock, but I don't think it's going to happen here today. Christopher Daniels just a little bit too proud for that, I think.
Well, to be honest, Nick, the old school wouldn't have hired Christopher Daniels unless they thought he could get the job done.
1, 2!
Doug Williams went over there with a float over, but only managed to get a 2 count.
Doug was there to meet him with a forearm and a European uppercut, and now he's got the Fallen Angel in the corner, sending him off the ropes, and there, oh, beautiful elbow in the chest plate there of the, oh wait, 1, 2, kick out.
Not just yet, it was an awesome back elbow, may have put some people away, but as I was saying before, the Twisted Genius Dinas has brought over the man that he thinks can get the job done. So far it seems to be all Doug Williams, but as you know, the tide can turn in a matter of seconds, as it almost just did, but Doug Williams back once in control.
Well, Doug there leapfrogged over the Fallen Angel, now, oh, Revolution DDT, but no, Christopher Daniels was able, oh, neck breaker.
Awesome neck breaker. Christopher Daniels once again had the Revolution DDT scouted, turned it into an atomic drop, and then sunk in an awesome neck breaker. Doug Williams now down, clutching the back of his head. Is this the body part that maybe the Fallen Angel is going to start working on, Nick?
Well, it's called a neck breaker for a reason, and the neck of Doug Williams was snapped back quite viciously there. And now the Fallen Angel, rather ungraciously, kicking the champion of our proud company.
Well, when you've got a wrestler on the mat, Nick, all I can think of to do, the simplest thing to do is to put the boots in, as Christopher Daniels now applying a neck submission move on Doug Williams.
Modified chokehold there, beautiful technique there. He's blocking off the arteries on the side of the neck. He's slowing down Doug.
as Christopher Daniels is saying to the referee, ask him. I think it's going to take a bit more. Nice snapmare takeover there, as once again he's got him into a headlock.
He's trying to, looks like he's trying to rip the jaw off Doug Williams there. That's rather hideous, if you ask me, Tony. Oh, that's just not pretty.
Doug Williams must be in a hell of a lot of pain, but it's going to take a lot more to make him quit.
Well, seems like Christopher Daniels making friends with fans at ringside. Nice knee across the chest of Anarchist. And there he goes to cover. 1, 2, kick out by the Anarchist, Doug Williams.
A kick out there by Williams. It seems as though Daniels is targeting the head and chest area of Doug Williams. I can't think why. He's got an illegal choke there. Come on, referee. Has to break the hold. I mean, this is the type of thing we don't want to see in this match, Nick. We want to see a clean-cut wrestling match with a clear, undecided winner.
Do you honestly expect Christopher Daniels to go with a clean cut? I don't think so, Tony.
Well, you never know. You know, pigs might fly. As the Fallen Angel now is still working on Doug the Anarchist Williams. Oh, awesome. Oh, he had him basically...
Christopher Daniels, the Fallen Angel, is in control of this contest at the moment. Yes, you are very well the man who could be walking out of here as the heavyweight champion, but first you've got to get through the British lad that is Dougie.
He might be the man at the moment, but Doug Williams can pull it out of the bag at any time. An awesome suplex there. He floats over into the pin.
Nice technique there. Managed to literally pump over the Anarchist. Christopher Daniels looking rather frustrated, but to be honest, you shouldn't be surprised. Suplex not the type of move that'll get the the Anarchist done.
A nice elbow to the back of the head there, once again working over the head and neck area of Doug Williams. He's got to break the hold again. Christopher Daniels is starting to use a little bit of dirty tactics. Maybe he's a little bit frustrated, Nick, that he hasn't been able to put the Anarchist away just yet.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, a lot of Americans will look at Doug and think he's just a normal British guy. But what's Dean A.S. doing? I think I just poke him in the eye there, maybe, Tony.
It appears the wild card in the match is Dean A.S. outside the ring. As the minute the referee's back's turned, he's going to do something. As Christopher Daniels sent Doug Williams into the corner. Doug Williams managed to reverse it. Are we going to see Doug Williams now on with the offense?
Oh, there he goes. Whips him to the rope, and he's gone over him and wait now. Oh, lovely high knee there by the Anarchist, and he's keeping the pressure on. Looks like setting up for a suplex. Could it be Tony? Oh, nice.
Oh, awesome. Like brain buster. Yeah, very nice. This could be it. But again, it's going to take a little bit more. Both of these men, they want the title, Nick. They want to take this title home. Christopher Daniels wants to take it back to America. Doug Williams wants to take it back home to Maidstone.
Well, I was saying earlier, a lot of the Americans look at Doug like he's just a British wrestler. What they don't seem to realise is British wrestlers know how to wrestle.
Indeed, Nick, as Doug Williams now sends Christopher Daniels off. Christopher Daniels up with a boot.
Oh, lovely modified sort of reverse DDT neck breaker variation there. Gorgeous. If Christopher Daniels can now just keep the pressure on, he could very well be walking out of the Broxbourne City Hall title. 2, 3. Not yet, Tony.
Not just yet, but I figured out why he's targeting the head and neck area. If you think of Christopher Daniels' finisher, The Last Rites, it's a devastating neck breaker. Are we going to see that? Is this going to be the end? Is this going to be the end for Doug Williams? This is why I think he's targeting the area. An awesome back suplex there.
Yeah, Doug Williams put him like an accordion there. And oh, look at this, Tony. He's got him a crossface on the champion.
He's Nick, he's trying to break him down bit by bit. He's doing the power moves, he's doing the submission move. He'll do anything that will help him get the last rights on Doug Williams for Daniels to walk out the British heavyweight champion.
I can tell you what he's doing here. He's using the bones of the wrist and he's digging it into the sides of the head of the Anarchist. And the Anarchist has managed to get the ropes away from Dean Ayers.
We saw the Twisted Genius there pulling the ropes away from Dean Ayers, pulling the ropes away from Doug Williams, but he couldn't hold on to it. Dean Ayers is clutching his neck, he's wearing the neck brace. Dean Ayers suffered the Nikita cutter earlier on and isn't quite feeling right.
It looks like, could this be nice fisherman's 1, 2, 3, no!
Not just yet. Look at the look on Daniels' face. What do you mean that was only 2? It's going to take more than that, Daniels.
He couldn't believe it, and quite frankly, neither could I. I thought he might have had the win there, but obviously it was not yet meant to be. And now Christopher Daniels, vicious chop in the corner.
Stinging chops to the chest of Doug Williams, and another one. I would not like to take one of those, Nick.
And now Christopher Daniels keeping the pressure on. Beautiful technique there with that chop. Interacting with the fans maybe, but we still don't want you winning the title and taking it away from our homeland.
Christopher Daniels now running in. Doug Williams managing to get the boot up. And once again, boot to the side of the head of the Fallen Angel.
And over the top rope, and the Fallen Angel Angel got crotched.
The Fallen Angel there tried to run into Doug Williams. Doug Williams used the last bit of strength he had just to crotch James on the top rope. Both men are down. Doug Williams clutching the back of his head. I'm hoping and praying that Christopher Daniels hasn't seen the weak spot and he's not going to cinch in the last rites, because if he does, in my opinion, Nick, it's going to be all over.
Well, it could be the last right. It could also be the double underhook facebuster, which he calls the angel wings. Both vicious moves, both work on the neck, and Doug is firing back. 3 forearms in a row, off the ropes. The Fallen Angel comes back, pancake to the challenger.
Doug Williams seems to have got some momentum back, and he's going to the top rope.
Oh, he's got a bomb scare knee drop.
It's your favourite move from Doug Williams. Surely this is it. 2, 3. No! Not just yet. Not just yet. I thought it was going to be all over there with a bomb scare knee drop. It's going to take a little bit more. Maybe the Revolution DDT, maybe the Chaos Theory. But Doug Williams seems to have his second wind, and it all go in the Anarchist's favour from here on.
Well, he's now working on the Fallen Angel, and now a lovely knee there, and he's setting him up. He's got the suplex set in. Let's see what he's going for. He's setting him up top, Tony. Could be something rather special.
It looks like Doug Williams is maybe going for a high-risk manoeuvre from the top rope. He's got him.
Oh, bloody hell, Tony. Double underhook, top rope suplex.
That's got to take something out of both men. Doug Williams may have hit the back of his head on the way down. He is clutching it, but Christopher Daniels is moving very, very slowly at the minute.
Frickin' hell, that was a gorgeous suplex from the top, like. I have to say, that's the type of move that makes Doug Williams such a feared competitor.
That's the type of move that will change the way a match is going. One minute you think it's all about one wrestler, next minute it's all about the other. Doug Williams doing a move like that has surely put him back on the offense, but Christopher Daniels now. Blue Thunder driver from Christopher Daniels. This could be it. No! Doug Williams just slowly managing to get the arm up.
I swear that was a free turn.
I thought it was a 3 as well, but he managed to get the shoulder up. The Blue Thunder driver is one of Christopher Daniels' signature moves. Usually puts you away. Maybe he's going to go for something special here.
Oh, Urinachi suplex. Could he have it here? Looks like, oh, he's going for it.
He's
one of his
signaling.
trademark. It's the ascension to heaven.
It's the floating moonsault done ever so perfectly. Surely this is it.
No!
Look at the look on Christopher Daniels' face. What have I got to do to get rid of Doug Williams?
I am so pleased that Doug was able to kick out. I don't want the title going around the waist of an American. Nothing personal, but Christopher Daniels would be a horrible representative of that championship.
Double clothesline sending both men down. Oh my, what is going to happen next, Nick? 1 minute they're both up, next minute they're both down. I don't know who got the worst of it there, but both men are definitely down for the minute. It looks like referee Steve Linsky may be administering the 10 count.
When there's as much momentum in a match as that you just saw there, and they do double clotheslines, both men's head may as well be in the 3rd, 5th row. But now both men getting to their feet. Doug up first, forearm to Christopher Daniels, though, he's fighting right back with him. And he misses the clothesline. Couple of elbows.
Matching punch for punch, Nick. A couple of back elbows there from the Fallen Angel. And he goes on a roll
out of nowhere. 2, no.
And Christopher Daniels with a pin of his own.
2.
No, Doug with a pin again.
Wasn't meant to be. And then 1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh, Nick, how many pinfall was that? I can't quite remember.
I haven't seen so many variations of the roll-ups since I was... Oh, wait a minute. He's setting up nearly Chaos Theory, but he sends him to the right. Wait, sends him back. And here we go. Oh, wait. Revolution DDT!
He managed to hit it. Come on, Doug. All you've got to do, surely all you've got to do is roll over. I know you've been through hell so far, but all you've got to do is pin him.
Oh, the Revolution DDT. It's all she wrote. Doug's crawling over. 1, 2.
No! He managed to kick out, Nick. Have you ever seen anybody kick out of the Revolution before?
Very, 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 very rarely, Tony. I think only 1, maybe 2 men have done it, but whoever's on that list, Fallen Angel's just being added to it.
Doug Williams cannot quite believe what has happened. He's holding up his hand. He's like, surely that was a 3. What more can I possibly do to retain my title and keep the British pride here at home in England?
Wait, send him to the ropes. Christopher Daniels. Oh, the Angel Wings!
He's managed to hit it. Angel Wings. Surely now it's got to be over. It's got to be all over. 1, 2.
New champion. No!
Doug Williams managing to kick out of Christopher Daniels' finisher. I can't believe what's happening. Nick, I'm losing my voice. I'm so caught up in this.
I'm so excited, Tony. Both men are fighting for the title. Their heart weight. He's going for a German suplex, but the Fallen Angel can't get it.
He's reversed it. Surely he's going to be going for it. It's got to be it. It's all over.
It looks like he's trying to go for the Revolution DDT. He's fighting for it, Tony. Can he get it?
Here we go. He's going.
He's going in here. 1, 2.
Williams is still the FWA British Heavyweight Champion. The Fallen Angel could not quite get the job done tonight.
What a fantastic match, and the exclamation mark of this match was the rolling German Chaos Theory suplex. Here is your still the heavyweight champion of the Frontier Wrestling Alliance, Doug the Anarchist Williams.
An awesome display, Nick, from both men. You know, Christopher Daniels wasn't the man tonight, but there's nothing saying that Christopher Daniels could not come back to the FWA in the future and best the title of whoever is champion in the future. An awesome display there from both men. I'm almost losing my voice at the moment. I'm a little bit speechless. This was an emotional match.
What a congratulations, Doug Williams. You certainly deserve any accolades as a result of this. But the question is, Tony, Doug Williams has been fending off the challengers one by one. Who's going to be able to take the title off the Anarchist?
Who knows, Nick? We'll have to wait and see.
It seems like Christopher Daniels having a few disagreements with his manager. But wait, Christopher Daniels, he's coming back to the ring, Tony.
He's coming back to the ring as the fans are giving both men a standing ovation. What could Christopher Daniels possibly want in the ring with Doug Williams after the hell they've just been through?
You don't think he's up for a rumble now, do you, Tony? I mean, why is Daniels back in the ring?
I don't know. I think we're about to find out. Doug Williams is offering the hand. Are we going to see the right thing done here from the Fallen Angel?
Doug Williams, an honourable champion indeed, offering the hand to the Fallen Angel. The Angel with the title belt in his hand. What a class act!
There we see it, Nick. That's what it's all about. It's about the respect and honour between two mat technicians.
What a wonderful thing we've just seen. But it looks like we're out of time and we gotta go. Tony Giles, I'm Nick London. Thank you and good night.
If you're fanatical about the FWA, then you need to join the new Frontier Wrestling Alliance fan club, featuring exclusive videos, t-shirts, CDs, and many, many more unbeatable offers. For more details, go to www.frontierwrestling.com.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen, our TV main event. We're starting early tonight. We will go until TV time elapses. There is the king of the old school, Steve Corino, accompanied by his valet, the beautiful, but I'm sure deadly, Avalon. Steve Corino personally paid his own airfare to be here tonight. He wants to take down Scott Parker. Scott Parker has been identified by Dino Scarlo as the beacon of the new school, the man who embodies everything that they hate about this new breed of wrestlers. Steve Corino, it is his mission in life to take down those people who call themselves the leaders of the new generation. He's been told by Dino Scarlo that Scott Parker is one of those people. He's here today to do something about it. To the ring, confident tonight. He wants a victory, and there's nothing he won't do to get it. Okay, he says, you claim I'm the leader of the new school. I will be that leader. I will take up the challenge. I will face Steve Corino, the king of the old school, former ECW World Heavyweight Champion, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the man who's followed in the footsteps of such great champions as Taz, as Tommy Dreamer, as Shane Douglas, Terry Funk, as Lou Thez, Buddy Rogers, Ric Flair. All these names, these famous names, and Steve Corino is part of that lineage, part of the old school. He is part of what made wrestling great in America. But listen, pal, this ain't America. This is the United Kingdom. And that man there, Scott Parker, is the leader of our generation. He's our hero tonight, and he's gonna take you down, you Yankee ass. Chanting and cheering for Solid Gold Scott Parker. There's a sizable minority here who back Steve Corino. They remember his exploits in ECW. ECW, and they're prepared to get behind him tonight, even though he's as good as made a deal with the devil by signing up with Dino Scalo and Drew McDonald. But most of the crowd here at Broxbourne tonight are behind Scott Parker. They're cheering him on. They want him to send this American home so he can tell his countrymen, tell the old school across the pond that the British New School is what's going down. The British New School are where it's at in wrestling today. We are the leading edge. We're the cutting edge. We are the edge of wrestling. I'm sure Steve Corino has taken time to scout Scott Parker. We've seen Scott Parker before many times on this program. We know he's fast, he's strong, there's barely a weakness in his armory. The last time he was defeated, it took 2 men to beat him. That was James Tide and Mark Sloan. Together, they only just had enough to overcome Solid Gold Scott Parker. Steve Corino must know that, and I'm sure he's going to try and fight this match at his pace. A very slow, deliberate, old school pace. That's the way he likes it. He'll grind his opponent down slowly, and I don't see why it should be any different tonight. This is going to be a conflict of new versus old, new school versus old school, Parker versus Corino. We'll see you after the break for the rest of this match. This is Frontier Wrestling. Welcome back to Frontier Wrestling. We're still in the early stages of our TV main event here tonight. Solid Gold Scott Parker representing the FWA and the New School against Steve Corino, the self-styled king of the old school, brought over to the UK by Dino Scalo and Drew McDonald to take the fight to Scott Parker. They're still feeling each other out at the very early stages of this match. Neither man wanted to give much away. Neither man ready to show his cards, to lay them on the table and say, this is what I have in store for you. This should be great, but we know that Steve Corino favours the old school style. He wants to keep this slow and deliberate. I'm sure he has got a plan for Scott Parker. He wants to keep it to himself, let it unfold slowly, and let Scott Parker find out carefully, eventually, just what pain Steve Corino is going to cause him. Knife-edge chop in the corner on Scott Parker. The crowd go, woo! Reminiscent of Ric Flair, another old school hero currently seen in the WWF. Forehead to the front of the head of Scott Parker. Referee Tony Giles got to get a grip on that. Make sure that fist isn't open. Steve Corino thinks he's outsmarted Scott Parker. But it's Scott Parker who's outsmarted the king of the old school. Lateral press. Only a 2 count. Corino perhaps too near the ropes. Rolls outside for a bit of respite. A bit of encouragement from his manager, his valet, his wife, his girlfriend, the beautiful Avalon. Scott Parker's going on outside. He's going after Steve Corino. Corino back in the ring, back where he feels safe, between those 4 ring posts, encased by the ropes. And now taking it to Scott Parker. Those big right hands finding contact with Scott Parker's body and head. Parker goes to the mat and a lateral press. Only a 2 count again. A weak cover. He's got to hook the leg if he really wants to put Scott Parker away. Scott Parker's full of fight. He's full of verve. He's not going down like that, Steve Corino. Irish whip into the ropes. And a huge clothesline by Scott Parker, taking Corino down. Corino doesn't know what's hit him. It's a truck called Scott Parker. Solid gold plated, 18 wheels, 24 tons of impact, sending you to the floor. The crowd breaking into a chant of solid gold, solid gold. They're cheering, they're here, and oh my word, solid gold, Scott Parker. You believe a man can fly when you see him soar over the ring post, taking Steve Corino down onto the hard wooden floor of the arena here at Broxbourne. who's got to be hurting now. Scott Parker careered into him like an out-of-control aeroplane, taking him down, making him wish he'd never stepped on English soil, but he's back. He's full of resilience, is Steve Corino. He's fought some of the best. He's fought Dusty Rhodes. He's fought the Sandman. And now he's facing Scott Parker. He's not going to let Scott Parker humiliate him. He's not going to limp back to the United States and say, this blimey beat me. He wants to put up a fight, take it to Scott Parker the best way he can. And that's with both fists up, all guns blazing. But Scott Parker's going to match him. I've lost sight a little there. They're in the crowd. We need to get fan cam over there as soon as we can. It's a bit murky at the back of the arena. These two men going at each other. No quarter asked, none given. As Avalon looks on, she's not clear what's going on either. This fight is getting out of control. There they are. They're on the stage. Solid Gold got Parker and Steve Corino. This fight is in danger of getting out of control. Up until now, it's been turgid, it's been slow, it's been deliberate, but it's breaking out. This threatens to get out of control in the crowd, in the audience. Steve Corino taking a break on those huge FWA letters as Scott Parker takes it to him. Forearms to the back, forearms to the head. Scott Parker in control. Is this going to be? He's going for a power bomb, but no, blocked. Oh, a backdrop. Scott Parker driven down onto the huge wooden stage that contains those FWA letters and that excited crowd. Now Corino back on top. This fight is swinging backwards and forwards between these two men. Corino now looking to put Scott Parker away. This has been his slow fight. This has been his plan all along. Nothing flashy, nothing exciting, nothing outrageous. This is what Steve Corino has got planned. This is what he's wanted to do all night. Oh, sweet baby Jesus! Scott Parker sent flying off the stage, down onto that hard wooden floor. I was about to say that Steve Corino wanted this to be dull. He didn't want to be this fight to be exciting. And what does he do? He throws Scott Parker off the stage. Scott Parker didn't ask for this fight, but he's got it. He readily accepted the challenge laid down by Steve Corino, as he had done just a couple of weeks ago when Drew McDonald invaded the FWA and Scott Parker stood up to him. Scott Parker agreed to fight him for the good of the FWA, for the good of the new school. Scott Parker backs down from no one, and tonight is no different, let me tell you. Steve Corino taking advantage with a closed fist to the face of Scott Parker, taking him down to the mat, knocking all of his senses flying out of his ears, flying out of his nose, flying out of his mouth. Any hole in the head of Scott Parker. All common sense left it as that fist connected with the face, with the visage of Scott Parker. And now he's groggy. He's up, but he's groggy. And Steve Corino's choking him. That wrist tape is there to give support to the wrist of Steve Corino, not to be used to choke Solid Gold Scott Parker. Get a grip, Giles. Come on, Tony. Get on top of it. Steve Corino, he's using every old school trick in the book. And there's Avalon. Avalon choking Scott Parker on the ropes. She's learned well from her master. She has learned well from Steve Corino. She's got a few old school tricks thrown, choking Scott Parker on the ropes as Steve Corino distracts referee Tony Giles. Scott Parker managed to push her away, but Steve Corino comes back with a kick to the side of Scott Parker, damaging those ribs. Will those ribs ever heal on Scott Parker? We saw way back at the start of our series, at the start of Frontier Wrestling, that Doug Williams damaged the ribs of Scott Parker. Those ribs have been repeatedly injured again and again. The last time we saw Scott Parker, he was getting a cricket bat to the ribs from Dino Scarlo and Drew McDonald. He'd just beaten Drew McDonald in a table match and had to suffer for that victory. He had to get a cricket bat to the middle, re-breaking those ribs, but he's come back. Lifting Steve Corino up onto his shoulder, and a shoulder breaker. A shoulder breaker on Steve Corino, taking him down to the mat, and now Steve Corino's in pain. Scott Parker's got a second win, a standing moonsault. Only a 2 count. He hooked the leg, but it just wasn't enough. Steve Corino now begging off. He's begging for mercy. Don't listen to it, Scott. I know you're a good man at heart, the kind of man who would make his mother proud, but don't fall for such old school tricks. And Avalon's tricked him. Avalon has tricked Scott Parker as he ran into the ropes. Tony Giles saw it. He's admonishing Avalon, but it allowed Steve Corino to get another closed fist to Scott Parker. Once again, Scott Parker is in cloud cuckoo land. He's seeing stars. He's seeing those tweety little birdies that you get in Warner Brothers cartoons. But he still managed to kick out on 2. Scott Parker is all about instinct now. He's keeping going by his wrestling sense alone. All intellect has left him. He's just a wrestler now. Everything Scott Parker is doing at the moment to survive is the instinct, the survival feeling of a professional wrestler. He's one of our best, ladies and gentlemen. Let's cheer him on. Let's get behind him against the dastardly king of the old school, Steve Corino. I told you earlier that this match would be slow. It would be deliberate. It's exactly the way that Steve Corino likes it. He wants to take Scott Parker apart, piece by piece by piece, and he'll do it at his own pace. He won't get tricked into speeding up where Scott Parker might get the advantage. And that sleeper hold there that Steve Corino is applying is exactly the kind of way he would like to finish this fight.
Get down low.
Referee Tony Giles checking Scott Parker's arm, and look, Corino getting extra leverage on his sleeper hold by putting his feet on the middle rope. That's just not on. That's just not cricket. That's rum behaviour. This isn't British. Come on, Scott Parker. Send the yank home. You're doing it for us, Scott. Parker trying to get the crowd going now. He's trying to get them clapping a rhythm so that he can work off that rhythm. And a few elbows to the inside. And he's beating Steve Corino off, but no. Once again, Steve Corino back with that sleeper hold, taking Scott Parker down to the mat as referee Tony Giles once again checks Scott Parker's arm. If that arm falls 3 times, it's all over. Steve Corino has won with a submission. That's 2. Tony Giles lifts the arm for a 3rd time. No! Scott Parker, he wouldn't let it fall. He wouldn't let the arm hit the mat a 3rd time. The fight isn't over. Scott Parker hasn't submitted. He's fighting back. He's coming back for all of us. He's doing it for the school. He's doing it for the FWA. He's doing it for you. He's doing it for me. He's doing it for your gran sitting at home in the parlour saying, "Get on his win fight, I would." Takes Steve Corino down, and Scott Parker following up with some more forearms to the face of Steve Corino. Steve Corino getting a taste of his own medicine. I've called Scott Parker a pharmacist on this TV series before, and I'll say it again. He's dishing out the medicine. There it is, Mr. Corino. I hope it tastes good. I hear a spoonful of sugar helps. Only a 2 count again. Steve Corino finding the strength to kick out. Scott Parker's got to look to finish this soon. This has been a grueling fight. He's on top now, but the pendulum nature of this bout means that it may swing back as soon as a hiccup. Scott Parker needs to pick Corino up and hit him with a devastating move, perhaps something like the golden arrow. We've seen Scott Parker use that to great effect before. Will we see it again? Yes! Yes! Golden arrow! Cover him! 1, 2... There's Dino Scarlo and Drew McDonald. The cameras will keep rolling. We'll see you next week.
Jody Fleisch making his way to ringside here now, Nick. And as I said before, Doug Williams, did he have the advantage going into the tournament being a former FWA champion? In my opinion, it didn't really make a difference, but will the opinion matter? Jody Fleisch, a former FWA champion, taking on the phenomenal AJ Styles for the very first time.
Well, you got to believe that Jody Fleisch is feeling the sting because he was the former FWA champion and he lost that title to the American Christopher Daniels, which has resulted in this rather complex series of events which will lead to a new #1 contender here tonight at the Boxbourne Civic Hall. Gentlemen, and Tony, allow me to introduce you to the phenomenal AJ Styles. This man is a hot prospect over in the United States of America, holding many key important heavyweight titles, not to include as well the NWA, TNA, X Division, heavyweight title. Very prestigious division over there, Tony.
That's right, Nick, but obviously we've seen AJ Styles on UK soil before. We saw him have a phenomenal match with Johnny Storm at British Uprising 2. As everybody knows, the rivalry between Johnny and Jody, they're very evenly matched. Will we see the same kind of match tonight from AJ Styles and Jody Fleisch?
Yes, AJ versus Johnny Storm was considered a match of the night. Let's see if Jody Fleisch and AJ Styles can raise the bar one more time for the fans here tonight.
As both men are circling the ring, trying to get the fans psyched, not that they need psyching up to start off with, Nick, and AJ Styles in now with a waist lock.
And now Jody Fleisch now with the reversal, and AJ's got the waist, he's got the waist lock himself. Now Jody's going over the wrist lock, and now AJ's going over, and oh my lord, this is quick, Tony.
AJ Styles now once again with the waist lock on Jody Fleisch. It looks like he's going for the wrist lock, and he takes him out. AJ Styles with the row through into a wrist lock. No, he's gone for the Fujiwara arm.
He's putting the pressure on Jody Fleisch's elbow. Remember, that arm was injured not too long ago. Could AJ be going for it? Can Jody now make the escape? He does. He's now got the hook, and there it is. Arm drag.
Takes AJ over, and both men stand up straight away.
Lovely way to start off. Nice little warm-up for the Phoenix and the phenomenal one. Both men off the ropes. Oh, double shoulder block
there. What are we going to see here, Nick? Double shoulder block again. Shows you both men are thinking alike.
Both men are going to back down. Now they're speeding up the process. Let's see who comes out on top. Jody Fleisch now. Nice little flip through and an arm drag. Gorgeously done. AJ with his arm drag of his own. And there he goes. Sweep of the leg. Pinfall attempt. Not even a 1. AJ now. Pinfall attempt himself. Not even a 1. And both men.
Nick. The fans, you can hear the applause. The match hasn't even been on for a minute yet, and already the fans are in awe of what they've seen, Nick.
You can just taste the chemistry brewing between these two men. You got to believe that this is going to be a great match in the making.
Nick, who do you think would have an advantage in a match like this?
I'm not quite sure. I think Jody will, actually, because AJ's been featured on a lot of tapes over in America. Jody must have done his revision coming into this match. Oh, mid-air collision!
Both of them hold their ribs now, both holding their wrists. They both took full impact there on their chests. Who's up first? It's AJ Styles. He goes with the kick. Oh, beautiful enziguri from Jody Fleisch.
AJ went for the kick, but you can't out-kick the Phoenix on homegrown soil. And there he is, a nice swift kick to the abdominals. Jody looks like he's sensing for something. And there he goes, off the ropes. It's got to be... Oh
my lord, double boot to the stomach, sending AJ Styles crashing down to the mats outside. I'm pretty sure he didn't expect that.
Looks like AJ might have cracked the back of his head, and that's woozy on the outside. Now that's not good, being woozy on the outside with Jody Fleisch, because here we go, Phoenix Star Press!
Have you ever seen anything as beautiful as Jody Fleisch's Phoenix Star Press? Shooting star to the outside, AJ Styles is down for the count.
Tell you one thing, this match is going for a great velocity, and now Jody Fleisch is on top. The home fans are cheering on their hero, and now it looks like the pixie-panted one is going to take it to the outside.
It's a first-time encounter for both of these men, and I think AJ Styles may have slightly underestimated Jody Fleisch here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Jody Fleisch he's just an English wrestler, but it looks like AJ Styles is going to get an education hard way style.
What are we going to see here? AJ Styles, oh, beautifully in the guardrail. Oh, Awesome super kick taking Jody Fleisch down.
Yes, we've seen some of the stage of this. I mean, he's such a phenomenal natural athlete. And looks like AJ Styles. There he goes, springboard, but Johnny met him on the way.
I think you'll find it was Jody Fleisch, Nick, with a beautiful drop kick there. I don't know what AJ Styles was going for, some sort of vaulting move, trying to use the guardrail to his advantage, but Jody Fleisch managed to turn it around and use it to his advantage as he throws AJ Styles back into the...
Simply put, Jody Fleisch beat him to the punch, and now Jody Fleisch is gonna rip him apart.
Jody Fleisch cinching in a couple of blows to the head there as he takes AJ Styles, sends him off into the ropes.
He's sending him to the ropes, and now AJ with some sort of, lovely kind of cutter-like move there, also gripping the arm.
What was it? It was like a spinning diamond cutter, would you say, Nick?
I'm not quite sure what it was. It kind of looked like some sort of weird reverse headlock suplexy kind of diamond cutty. I'm sure we'll find the name for it at the end of the day, Tony.
Fantastic name for it as AJ Styles is now going for his finisher. He's trying to cinch in the Styles clash with Jody Fleisch trying to fight out of it. Oh! Powerbomb onto the knee. Oh my Lord, Nick!
I'll tell you one thing, give credit to AJ Styles' Styles Clash. Such a versatile move. Oh, wasn't meant to be. The thing with a Styles Clash, AJ can get it from almost any angle, and if he can't quite hook it in properly, he's always got a backup move. In that case, it was some sort of modified Canadian backbreaker.
Whatever it was, Nick, it looked like it hella hurt Jody Fleisch as he send off into the ropes now, and a backbreaker, and he picks him up. Oh, and a gutbuster.
Oh, it's obvious that the plan now of AJ Styles is to work on the lower back of Jody Fleisch after that awesome move. Oh, there it is. 1, 2, no. Johnny kicked out.
Jody kicked out, Nick.
Thank you, Tony.
Whatever way you look at it, it's going to take a little bit more for AJ Styles to put Jody Fleisch away. But if he keeps continuing with these punishing moves on the back, on the chest area, maybe we'll see a submission move from AJ Styles.
Couple of stinging blows now from Jody. It looks like the fighting spirit of Jody is coming up from within. And there it is, a nice side kick to the head of AJ Styles.
A hard kick taking AJ Styles down to his knees on the mat as we see Jody Fleisch send him off into the ropes. He goes for the kick and he misses. AJ Styles puts him up and over. Jody Fleisch flips onto his feet.
Some lovely circus acrobats going on here, and now both men really don't know what was going to happen then.
You see the look on AJ Styles' face, you see the look on Jody Fleisch's face. They had the same idea at the same time which one was going to go first. Neither one wanted to play chicken, so basically they just stood back.
Well, they're quite intelligent. Obviously, both men didn't want to make too much of a risky maneuver early on in the tournament. Looks like a reversal here by Jody. Jody, lovely choke there, and what's Jody doing? Springboard, a side kick to the back of the head.
Right on the top of the head, Nick. He went from one side of the ring to the other. Oh, Jody Fleisch vaulting off them ropes is a dangerous thing.
You see, if you give Jody a set of springy ropes, he can almost do anything with them. Normally jump off and deliver something quite nasty.
It looks as though the tide has turned and it's in Jody Fleisch's favour at the moment. As AJ Styles, although manages to reverse the move in mid-air, Jody Fleisch...
Bloody hell, it was a lovely flip from the top, but oh, AJ's beat him, and there it is! Reverse DDT from the moonsault.
The moonsault reverse DDT is a unique move of AJ Styles. It's taken Jody Fleisch out. This could be it.
I actually thought that was a free there, Tony. I can't believe that Jody kicked out.
You know what, Nick? I thought it was all over there as well, but referee Steve Linsky has just shown it was only a 2 count.
But you know what Phoenixes are like? They raise from the ashes and come back from the dead. And it looks like Jody's done that tenfold times already.
It looks as though AJ Styles now is cinching in the lethal Indian deathlock. It gets you one way, it gets you the other way. Basically, it's just stretching you apart.
Damn, Tony, you've been doing your homework. You actually know the names for moves for a change. But it looks like that AJ Styles is going to pull the spinal cord out of Jody. Oh, look at that!
As we saw the vicious moves earlier on, the choke slam onto the knee. Now, when you're doing a move like the Indian deathlock, it's just going to reinforce the damage that was done earlier on.
Now, that stretching of the back and the Indian deathlock, they're like extensions of AJ Styles' game plan. He's working on the lower back. What's this?
Oh, beautiful running baseball slide into the bottom turnbuckle, basically knocking Jody Fleisch out.
Oh, well, basically, that was just a little nasty for my standards. And there we go, the pinfall attempt. 1, 2. If you ask me, AJ didn't get enough body weight on body weight there to make an effective 3 count. Jody's kicked out, the match is still going on.
Did you see the look on AJ Styles' face, though? He was looking at the referee like, what do you mean that was only a 2 count?
A few more stinging blows there from Jody. If you ask me, AJ's panicking a bit. Only 20-minute time limits, remember that. Oh, vicious blow. And now he's beckoning. And he's got him. What's it?
Oh, he's done it again. The choke slam onto the knee. We've seen it twice now with the Indian Deathlock. Is he trying to cripple Jody Fleisch? Is that what he's trying to do?
Oh, kick out there by Jody. Maybe AJ's trying to send a message to the other men in the tournament. Also, you could look at it like this. By injuring Jody Fleisch will not be able to get points later on in this contest, in this tournament. And subsequently, that only gives a few more people for AJ to worry about.
That's true, Nick. If Jody Fleisch is so broken up in this match, what will be the future of the match of the evening for Jody Fleisch if AJ Styles inflicts so much punishment that he can't actually do anything else?
Well, I hope Jody doesn't actually get injured. As much as I don't like the man, I'm actually looking forward to Jody Fleisch versus Johnny Storm. It'll be the first time live that I'll have seen that match.
Fair enough, Nick, as AJ Styles with some sort of sleeper hold down onto Jody Fleisch, but Jody is slowly powering out of it. And yes, he's broken free of the hold.
Jody's off the ropes, but oh my Lord, Tony!
Just when you think you're free, you're pulled right back in. An awesome discus clothesline there. Jody Fleisch sent inside out.
I don't think I've ever seen AJ hit one quite that hard before. Most tactics, it seems, in this round-robin tournament is to take it easy. Meanwhile, AJ Styles seems to be doing the complete opposite. He's hitting hard and he's hitting fast. Hopefully, AJ won't be feeling burnout too soon. And here we go, Tony. It's Styles Clash
It looks
time.
like he's going for it. Oh no, Jody Fleisch has managed to roll over and into a pin. Oh, he's managed to kick out. He managed to kick out.
That's how Jody won the King of England from Doug Williams, but not this time. There it is, pinfall, but Jody kicked out.
Basically, I think AJ Styles will try anything at the moment. Nick, with Jody Fleisch into a pin of his own.
Well, they look like they're battling for these pinfalls, and here we go. What's going on? AJ now with another pinfall. Jody kicks out. Off the ropes, and here we go. Nice flip and a hurricanrana.
I think you'll find that was a moonsault, Nick. It was a moonsault, and he kind of took him over. It looked like it was a moonsault with a reverse clothesline thrown in just for good measure. Basically, they're going to do anything at the moment to take one another down and get down on the mat and down for the 3 count.
Well, it was effective, whatever it was, because Jody's in control. Lovely elbow to the forehead there, and there we go. Jody to the top. Nice missile drop kick.
Awesome elbow into a perfect missile drop kick there. Both men are down. Nick, I've got to ask you this. Back at British Uprising when AJ Styles fought Johnny Storm, did we see this much abuse from AJ Styles?
Well, there was a kick out there. Looks like Jody almost had it. Was there that much abuse? If you ask me, there was a little more respect there, but now there's a lot more on the line. The #1 contender to the newest big title in the world today. Well, there it is.
2, no,